Okay, we're going to use Desmos a lot to analyze our data. First thing you want to do is make sure you are logged in. Your name should show up here. If it's not, you can log in with your school Gmail account, email account. So then all you're going to do is take the data you copied from Google Sheets, paste it in there. It'll show up on the graph right away here. Then you can drag this around a little bit if you need to. We don't need to see sort of the four quadrants. We're looking at only this one. And next thing you're going to do is you're going to type in the y equals mx plus b equation. And we want a slider for all of them. So we're going to click on that and it puts the line in there. And if I change the slope, whether it gets steeper or less steep, it looks like my slope's going to be somewhere around 0.8. So I'm going to zoom in here. I want to be able to check it a little, move it around a little easier. So I'm going to go from 0.7 to 1. Give yourself a little bit of range. And here on this step, let's go 0.01. That just means when you slide it, how much does it move? Now you see it's not moving as much when I slide it. That's looking better. So now I got to take this B and I got to move it around. And I can't get quite far enough. Looks like it's somewhere around -10. Again, I'm going to click on these guys and I'm going to say maybe it's -12 to -10. And I'm going to go my steps. Let's do the same, 0.01. Now we can get in here and we can really move this around. See, it's not moving that much. Looks like it's less than 10, but let's move this guy up. That looks like about the right slope somewhere on there, so I might need to move this back up. And looks like I actually brought it down too far. So I can go back in here and I can say, let's make that -9. Now I can bring that guy up a little bit more. Oh, and it might not, I might want a little bit more. Let's go -8. Let's try that. And now it's getting closer. Let's bring this guy. So you just want to keep playing with these until you get a really good fit, right? We want them kind of going through. They're not going to go perfectly through the dots, but hopefully those should be pretty close. If it looks like a curve, we have other options. So call me over if you think you see a curve. So now I've got that set up. I'm pretty happy with that. I want to save it. So let's call it bouncing ball activity. So I get that in there, and you've now saved that. Now what we want to do is kind of make it look a little prettier. And so if I go up here to the wrench, I can say what's on the x-axis. Well, that was we said that's our drop height. And we're measuring that in centimeters. And the label for the y-axis, then that's how high did it bounce. And notice the labels are showing up there on my axes now. Next thing we want to do is we want to say, okay, well, when x equals 150, if we drop it from 150, how high does it bounce? So we want to put a line there. So I'm going to say x equals 150. And notice you see a line popped up right there. If I click on that intersection there, I can actually see, oh, when x is 150, when my drop is 150, my bounce is 116.5. Got a nice prediction there. Let me save that really quick because I'm there. Now we also, the next one you need to do is x equals 350 because we're going to do it outdoors. So I go x equals 350, and now we need to get to 350, right? So I need to scroll out here a little bit. So I can scroll out. You can use the minus sign for scrolling out, or that's kind of an easy way to do it. Now that I'm here, I want to manually zoom in a little more. So I want to go up to 400, and I want to start, let's say -20. Each of these lines is worth 20, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 300. So let's go. We want a little bit behind our y-axis. So if I triple click on this, oh, maybe that's not working. If I go over that, I'm going to go from -20, and I said I wanted to go up to 400 on my x-axis. Now that's nicely zoomed in. On the y-axis, what's my highest thing I need? Go a little bit beyond that intersection, so maybe 300. So let's go from -20 to 300. And I may need to get this. There we go, -20 to 300. And pop in there. Now I can see my 0, 0. I can see where my y-intercept is right here. And if I click on it again, it's going to tell me that y-intercept. Click on this guy here. Click on that dot there. If when you click on it, it doesn't show up, click again and it'll stay, the number will stay there for you. So now I'm going to save this. Now I want to export I've got my slope and y-intercept here. I want to export this, so I'm going to go up here to this arrow, save graph, share graph, and you can copy this and share that with me. You can also export an image. The image will be just of the graph. It won't give you these answers. You'll have to write down your slope and y-intercept on your own. But if you copy that, that's a link to what you've just created here. And that's about all there is to it. There we go.